Good morning and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Monday. And if you've missed the update from over the weekend, the first and most important update of the weekend is that the Digital Weather Desk app is now live for both Apple and Android devices. The second update is the thing below me that is showing you to download the Digital Weather Desk app magically fixed itself this morning. I was having some issues with that, and all of a sudden, ta-da, it's working today. Go figure. That happens sometimes. This morning's forecast made possible by Surf Pro Monroe, West Monroe. 3 locations, technically, Monroe, West Monroe, Shreveport, and Natchez to better serve you, so visit surfpro.com for more. It is a relatively quiet morning across the area. Low to mid-60s, some upper 50s sprinkled in here or there. The one thing that has not been as big of an issue this morning is the fog. There are some areas that are seeing some limited visibilities. Gina down to 0, Alexandria, Natchitoches, Natchez, St. Joseph, Greenville, all seeing visibility issues, as is Shreveport and Texarkana. But in our immediate area, at least according to what we're seeing right now, visibility is generally fine. Now, there's probably going to be some areas that are going to run into some stuff here and there, so just be aware of that in terms of the limited visibilities across the area. Wind speeds are not much of a factor across the area. They are helping to probably mix the atmosphere up a tad, and that's probably limiting fog formation for some of us. The satellite radar composite shows that all of the rainfall from over the weekend has advanced well off to the east, and we really set our stage toward our next cold front. That front, expected to move through the area tomorrow, will likely bring some scattered showers and storms in with it. It looked like it was going to be a dry front. Well, early last week, it looked like it was going to be a severe weather maker. And then as the forecast started to kind of pan out a little bit more, it looked less and less likely that we would see severe weather from this particular go-round. It actually looked like the front was going to be dry as it moves through. Now, as we've gotten the latest data in, it does look like we're going to deal with some scattered showers and storms, but the severe weather threat looks fairly low. In fact, there's no outlook for our area during that stretch, so a little bit of good news there. But look at Futurecast, and it shows, again, cloud cover thins out today. We should see at least some sunshine from time to time, and then cue the cold front that comes in late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Again, some scattered stuff along the boundary as it advances through. Pretty brief window of opportunity for rainfall, too. I would think from mid to late afternoon into the early evening hours will generate and drum up some scattered showers and storms. Then the front's on through, and skies will clear after that. A lot of us could actually see morning lows dip into the low 50s or the upper 40s for Wednesday morning as the cooler air swiftly moves in, and that sets us up for near or below average temperatures for the second half of the week. I wouldn't really get too bent out of shape about the potential rain totals associated with this front. Obviously, if we do get any thunderstorms to roll through the area, then some storm-driven rains could maybe create some quick half-inch or 1-inch rain totals. But generally speaking, most of our rain totals will likely be lackluster this go-round, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We saw quite a bit of rain across the area this weekend, and I know some folks underperformed in terms of rain totals and still need the rain. There will be more opportunities as we go through the fall months, but this week looks relatively quiet and relatively dry. May, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. A check of Hurricane Melissa. And if you joined us early last week before we really kind of honed our sights on the weekend storm system, we talked about the fact that Melissa was going to create some issues in terms of its slow motion off to the west. There were some question marks as to how quickly it would intensify, but rapid intensification was underway this weekend. And so now we've gone from a tropical storm to a Category 5 hurricane. And I know a lot of folks are thinking, this is nowhere near us. It's not moving anywhere near us. Why are we looking at this? This is turning into a very large humanitarian crisis for folks in portions of Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Although they've started to see lesser impacts. Eastern Cuba is going to get hit pretty hard by this storm, but really the island of Jamaica has seen nothing but torrential rainfall, the tropical storm force to at times hurricane force winds, and a lot of these areas will probably see 20 to 30 inches of rainfall associated with this system. Again, think about dealing with the impacts of a tropical system over a week, and instead of conditions improving, they just constantly got worse because we went from tropical storm to a hurricane to now a major hurricane to now a Category 5 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds at 160 miles per hour. It will start moving today and tomorrow, though, but will move right over the island of Jamaica, then through eastern Cuba, through the southeastern Bahamas, maintaining Category 2 status, perhaps, as it moves all the way through those areas, moves very close to Bermuda later this week, and then continues into the North Atlantic. Again, no impacts to the U.S. are expected, but this is a regional and global weather headline in terms of a Category 5 hurricane that will hit the Jamaican coastline, and again has brought deeper impacts than that over the last several days. Mid-70s for highs today. Some areas will be in the low 70s. Some could see the upper 70s. Winds will stay out of the south. Christina, Betty, Ed, good morning. I'm glad to be doing the weather around here, too. Hello, Shonda, to you as well. But I'm glad to help out and glad that you're able to get this forecast this morning. Daytime highs, like I said, low to mid-70s today. Mix of sun and clouds, but overall pretty nice. Upper 50s for lows tonight. Still cool, but not quite as cool as it's been. Rain chances back to 0, and the winds could pick up a little bit this afternoon and this evening. Out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look at the 7-day forecast. We bring the cold front through tomorrow, and then no daytime highs take the dip back into the upper end of the 60s Wednesday, Thursday, with morning lows back into the 40s. We could entertain some small rain chances into this week, but again, overall, it looks like just some scattered stuff. Good morning, Gloria. As the scattered showers and storms move through the area, and good morning, Sean. It does look like a beautiful day across the area. Again, severe weather threats. If there were a heavy rain outlook or a severe weather outlook, I would have shown it to you, but we don't have any of those outlooks for our area, which is good news. It will trend us back cooler for the second half of this week, and we will see temperatures rebound a tad. And hello, Paul. And Claudia. Paul's on YouTube. As we look for a gradual warming trend through the end of the weekend. But the rain chances generally kind of phase back out, except for Tuesday, of course, as we go through the rest of this week. That's pretty much a look at the forecast. Again, it's pretty straightforward as we go through most of this work week. It's the Tuesday cold front, the cooler temperatures to follow, and then obviously the main weather headline is not even really for us, but it's Hurricane Melissa making its way through the Caribbean and eventually moving off to the north. Your Too Long Didn't Read comes out about 9:30 in the morning, about an hour and a half from now. What else do we have? We have your midday forecast, we'll have your evening forecast, and then probably some other stuff along the way. Don't forget, you could download the Digital Weather Desk app available on your Android and Apple devices. Again, Android, it is live now. Go download it. I'll actually probably this week have some stuff, some tips and tricks of how to navigate the app. Some small things like how to the best practices in terms of which alerts that you may want to consider turning on or turning off. Make sure that they're on, make sure that they're off, those types of things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And we'll take a look at the forecast a little bit later on today. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. As always, I'm glad you're here. Enjoy your Monday.